Welcome back to the R Channel. Today, we've got an exciting new topic for you. Let's dive right in.
Okay, so you've all given us some really amazing resources on, learning the American accent. And what we're going to try to do today is really kind of extract like the absolute essentials for you to get started, Yeah. Think of it as like your express lane to understanding the key shifts in pronunciation that will make a real difference.
Right.
Fast.
I like that.
So, looking at your guide, one of the things that really stands out right away is...
Well, one of the most immediately noticeable aspects, I think, for a lot of people is how the letter R is treated.
Yeah.
In a lot of English accents, the R at the end of words like far, enter, or before consonants like in market, it's often silent.
Right. These are what we call non-rhotic accents.
Exactly.
But here's the key insight. General American English is largely lorotic.
It is.
So you'll hear that R very clearly pronounced in those same words.
Yeah.
Far, enter, market. It's a fundamental difference.
It's really noticeable right off the bat. And what's interesting is that there are sort of two main ways to produce this American R.
Okay.
One way is to curl the tip of your tongue upwards towards the roof of your mouth.
Ooh.
And another way is to bunch the middle of your tongue towards the roof of your mouth.
Okay.
But either way, your lips also tend to push forward and flare a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
And so focusing on consistently adding that R sound after vowels, I think is a really powerful first step in developing an American accent.
Good point. Now, another sound that undergoes a pretty significant change is the letter T.
Yes.
The guide mentions the alveolar flap.
Right.
Which sounds very technical.
It does. It does.
But this is something you hear constantly in American English.
You do. It's a very frequent occurrence.
Yeah.
So imagine your tongue very lightly tapping the roof of your mouth just behind your front teeth.
Oh, okay.
That quick tap creates a soft ard-like sound.
Yeah.
When a T appears between a stressed vowel and an unstressed vowel, or between two vowels.
Okay.
So think of butter almost becoming butter.
Water becoming water. Tomato becoming tomato.
Pardo.
Tomato. Exactly.
Party is another really common one.
Party, yeah.
That subtle shift really contributes to the flow of American English, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. Unlike a sharper test sound,
Right.
it creates a much smoother connection between syllables.
Exactly. Now let's talk about vowels.
Okay.
This is a huge area where accents diverge.
They do.
So take, for example, the short O sound
Yes.
in words like dog and stop.
Right. In British English, you often hear a more rounded sound,
Okay.
like the sound.
Right.
But in American English, it's typically that more open sound, like the A in father.
Okay. And how about the O in words like go or slow?
Another key difference.
Yeah.
The American O often starts further back in the mouth and with a bit more lip tension than the British U.
Huh. Okay. The guide also mentions some subtle shifts.
Yes.
Like the A before often being a bit more tense in American English.
And then we have those vowel mergers.
Oh, yeah.
Where words like father and bother
Yes.
can sound the same to someone who's learning the American accent.
It's really interesting. And of course, there are those ARR words
Oh, right.
like carry, which often has that sound in American English, plus the ER and ear sounds in herd and steer, for example, carry that distinct R sound.
Yeah, almost a different set of building blocks for words.
That's a good way to put it.
Now, the schwa sound
Oh, the schwa.
seems incredibly important.
It really is for me.
Mastering
It's so frequent.
the American accent.
Yeah, think of it as like the workhorse of American English vowels.
Right.
It's just that relaxed, neutral sound in unstressed syllables.
Okay.
And what's really key here is that any vowel can become a schwa.
Oh, okay.
So like banana, about computer, listen, for that unstressed.
Right.
American English really heavily relies on reducing unstressed vowels to this schwa sound.
Yeah.
And it really shapes the rhythm of the language.
So it's about being efficient
Right.
with those unstressed parts of the words.
Exactly, being efficient with the unstressed parts.
Now, intonation, the music of speech.
Yes.
We've got stress, rhythm, and pitch
We do.
going on here.
Lots going on.
So tell me a little bit about word stress first.
Sure. So word stress involves emphasizing certain syllables
Okay.
through length, loudness, and pitch.
Okay.
Like the second na in banana.
Right, right. Okay. And sentence stress.
Sentence stress highlights important content words
Okay.
while often reducing function words.
Like articles and prepositions and things.
Exactly.
Right.
And so even if American English isn't always perceived as having these really dramatic pitch changes,
Right.
those stress patterns are actually crucial for a natural rhythm.
And English, being a stress-timed language, means that those stress syllables tend to arrive at relatively consistent intervals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The unstressed syllables kind of have to squeeze in between.
Yeah.
So actively listening to native speakers and even trying to shadow them,
Oh?
which means repeating simultaneously,
Oh, okay.
can really help you internalize this stress-timed rhythm.
Gotcha. And pitch variation as well signals things like grammar and emotion, falling for statements,
Yes, yeah.
rising for questions sometimes.
Right, so like my name is Julie would have a falling intonation.
Right.
Whereas my name is Julie would have a rising intonation.
Right.
Those core patterns are really fundamental.
Absolutely. The guide suggests tongue twisters
Oh, yeah.
as a fun way to practice.
They are.
Do you have a quick one for us?
Sure, how about this one for the sound?
Okay.
Rarely do riders race red rockets.
Oh my gosh.
Give it a try.
And for the flap shim,
For the flap teen, you could try saying little repeatedly as fast as you can.
little. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. And then finally we have using American English songs in movies.
Oh, yeah.
Any tips there?
Well, I think the key is to choose songs that have clear lyrics and moderate tempos.
Okay.
So think maybe like classic pop or country.
Yeah.
And for movies,
Yeah.
I'd say focus on scenes with everyday dialogue
Okay.
in shorter clips.
Yeah.
And then really try to mimic what you hear.
Right. Just listen and repeat.
Exactly.
Okay, so big picture, we've got the pronounce R the flap, key vowel shifts, mastering the schwa, and understanding American intonation.
Absolutely.
Plus those fun practice tools,
Yeah.
like the tongue twisters and the music and movies.
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
Keep practicing.
So consider this,
Okay.
even a small, focused effort on just one of these elements.
Right.
Maybe just consciously pronouncing that R in the next few words you speak.
Yeah.
How might that subtle change
Right.
shift your sound and make you even more attuned to the nuances of the American accent?
Yeah, I think that's a great takeaway.
Go give it a try.
Have fun with it.
Yeah,
It's a journey.
it is.
Enjoy it.
Exactly.
Have fun.
Thank you. And we'll see all of you next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.